The Miz versus John Cena. I had a feeling this was going to be a short match, not because I thought they were going to squash it, but because I felt, looking at the time, there were 40 minutes left. There were about 40 minutes left in the night. I knew that they were going to spend a majority of that 40 minutes on the Triple H Orton match, and the Miz lost quickly, but it wasn't a squash, and it could have been better, but there were so many things. I'm probably going to have to edit this video to make it 10 minutes, but we'll see. It wasn't a squash, but I understood why they did it. A lot of people are getting pissed off because they'll be like, oh my god, John Cena just buried the Miz. They took his momentum and they destroyed it. Oh my god. No. What ruined it is that the main event, I think that John Cena versus The Miz should have been the main event for this pay-per-view. If it had been, I think it would have gotten the hours that it would have deserved. Don't blame Cena or The Miz for this match being this way. Blame the people who tried to put time constraints on this match. At this point, there's 40 minutes left. Now, the 3 stages of Hell match, I assume they're going to spend like maybe 10, 20 minutes on each stage of Hell. So I'm like, okay, they're going to need a really good minute. So I guessed immediately that the match with the Cena and The Miz was going to be like 10 minutes. And I knew Cena was going to win, but I just wanted to see how it was going to be. And The Miz actually got some pretty good offense in for a 10-minute match. It wasn't a complete squash. The Miz showed he had some credentials. I just honestly think that this match didn't get the time it deserved. And because Triple H was main eventing with Randy Orton, it obviously didn't get the time it deserved, because they were going to put all the hours and stuff into the Randy Orton match, which I can't understand, because I'll get into that more later. Anyway, Cena wins. Moving on. Now, this is the only thing that really made me upset in the night, because basically because it's a 3 stages of Hell match, but the first 2 stages were like a second. So my question was, rather than spending all that wasted time on a 3 stages of Hell match, or having it as a 3 stages of Hell match, why couldn't it have just been a stretcher match? Triple H comes out there, he lays out Randy Orton for the first fall, gets himself disqualified, then hits him for the second fall. It's like, it makes no sense. Okay, 3 stages of Hell, 2 stages were out there before you could even say 3 stages of Hell. Why couldn't they just make this a stretcher match? What was the point of the other 2 gimmicks? It just puts over Triple H more in the fact that Orton can only beat him if he gets himself disqualified, or if Legacy helps, or if he's distracted in some way. Because it makes no sense for Randy Orton to get a clean win on Triple H for some reason. Anyway, the majority of this match was a stretcher match, and that's what made me upset, because it got tedious, boring after a while. I give this match a 3 out of 5, because I figured, if you're gonna shortchange the Cena versus The Miz match, which has been building so much better for the last 2 months, if you're gonna shortchange that, you better put on a 3 stages of Hell match that's worth the 3 stages of Hell. I'm talking like 20 minutes per Hell. But the thing is, they didn't do that. They couldn't do that. They just made the first 2 stages worth absolutely nothing. It's basically a stretcher match with a wrong gimmick title. And so I figured, if you just labeled it a stretcher match, you didn't have to put it the main event. If it was just a stretcher match, I think John Cena versus The Miz would have main evented. And if John Cena and The Miz had main evented, it wouldn't have been a squash. It would have been a great match. It would have been back and forth, until Cena finally won. But I think the placement on this card was bad. I think it should have been the main event. But the placement it was in, when there's 40 minutes left in the pay-per-view, you think, what are they going to spend 30 minutes on? What are they going to spend 10 minutes on? Sadly, it was The Miz and John Cena they spent 10 minutes on. Everything seemed rushed after that. I think WWE needs to really manage their time better with their pay-per-views, because everything seems to flow great until the last 2 or 3 matches, which always seem rushed for some reason. So I think they waste their time somewhere. I just can't name where. Anyway, above all, pay-per-view was a 7 out of 10. Wasn't that great? Wasn't that bad? It was a night of one really good match, which was Jericho and Mysterio, and it was a bunch of average matches with a bunch of unaverage swerves. That's the best way I could put it. Anyway, God bless, or whatever you believe in. Bless you. I'm out. I'll see y'all later when I decide to make a video again. Oh yeah, XWA Mega Event's coming up real soon. I just got sidetracked because, well, obvious reasons. But I got sidetracked, and I'll try to put it up as soon as possible later on.